Hello, once again, this is Dusty Wright with the Wright team, Keller Williams Realty, St. George, Utah, here in Washington County, Utah, in the southwestern portion of Utah, only 2 hours on a freeway drive to Las Vegas. We're desert climate, but I'm back with the residential Washington County real estate statistics for the month of November. We're doing a year over year comparison. So that you can see the median list price this year versus last year is relatively similar. There's a big jump in the number of listings this year versus last year. The months of an inventory, meaning that if no new listings came to market starting today, how many months would it take to go through the existing inventory? And that's at 3.82 months currently versus 1.61 last year at this time. The number of listings added, we did 379 this year versus 418 last year. The median sales price went up pretty significantly early in the year, but it's come back down to where it's only about, slightly over, well, about a 5% increase. The list to sold ratio, meaning the list price to the sold price, has changed about 5%, meaning if a home's listed for 100,000, it's selling for 92, a little over 92,700 or so. That's on the average. And then our sold residential listings, we had 297 that sold last month versus 437 in November of 21. And then the days on market have ticked up a little bit. We've seen a big difference here in the number of listings under contract, 265 versus 447 last year in the month of November. The interest rate, here's a historical average, and the current, for the month of November, the average was about 6.75%. You can see last year on average, it was a 2.9%, 2.96. So it was a pretty significant jump this year. Going down here, we have the notices of default. This is for the total for 2021, the total so far in 2022. A notice of default essentially is when somebody falls behind on their mortgage and the bank says, hey, you better pay this or else we may start the foreclosure process. So if it does go to the foreclosure process, you can see that for the whole year of last year, there was only 15 foreclosures in Washington County. And so far this year, there's been 6. And then you can see here, this is going back 20 years to the number of notices of default that have occurred every year going back to 2002, and the number of foreclosures that have occurred every year going back to 2002. So a lot of people have been asking if our market's similar to 2008 or 2009, 10, that whole real estate bubble. And you can see here that we don't have that same problem here. I got this little pop-up all of a sudden. Only 6 foreclosures so far this year, and we've had 142 notices of default. So that is ticking up a little bit. So this number may increase slightly next year, potentially. The thing is, though, a lot of the people that are getting those have equity. So a lot of them are just choosing to sell rather than lose the home to a foreclosure. So lot sales by month. Last year, we had 2,218 lot sales. So far this year, we've had 1,472. But you can see the blue line is this year, the trend quite a bit lower this year than last year, and only 78 this last month. And then here's the lot sales by year going back about 17 years. So far this year, we've had 1,472. You can see where we were last year. The last couple of years, we had quite a jump. For some reason, in 2017, we had a pretty big jump as well. But you can kind of see over the past 17 years, kind of how many we averaged. And then in 2005, we had the most we ever had. Platted lots by month. This is when a developer goes into a municipality or county and gets the entitlements for a subdivision to build the lots and gets those approved. You can see that in 2021, we had 2,904. And so far this year in 2022 through the end of November, we had 3,075. So as the market appreciates and the market's hot and there's lots of demand, you'll see the platted lots typically increase quite a bit. You can see here the 7-year trend of platted lots. So the last couple of years, we had a pretty significant jump. And then going back to 2015, this is kind of more of a steady, normal market. The building permits have also been on the decline rather, this year. You can see last year we had 3,059, and so far this year, with only 1 month left, we've got 2,270, and you can see how that trend is looking. In the last couple of months, it's just been down and down and down. Last month we only had 88. And then this is a overall glimpse at the building permits countywide for the past 20 years. You can see so far this year, we've had 2,270. Last year we had 3,059. And you can take a look at this all the way back to 2002, and 2005 is where we peaked. But all in all, Washington County, Utah is a beautiful place. 3,000 feet high elevation, 2 hours to Las Vegas, 2 hours to skiing the hills of Bryan Head Ski Resort, 2 hours to Lake Powell, a few hours to Grand Canyon. We have several Zion National Parks, only a 45-minute drive. We've got lots of outdoor activities here and lots of reason for people to continue to move here. So anyway, if you have any questions or would like to receive this market update on a monthly basis, please reach out and send us an email, and thanks for watching.